Nancy Drew and the Clue Crew. Ticket Trouble. Chapter 1. Fall Festival. Wow, 8-year-old Nancy Drew exclaimed. This might be the best fall festival River Heights Elementary School has ever had. Nancy walked under the multicolored balloon arch that divided the school parking lot from the athletics fields. Her best friends, George Fane and Bess Marvin, followed her under the arch and over to the ticket booth. You never guess I played soccer in this field just yesterday, George commented, looking around her. The decorating committee did a great job. She pointed past Nancy to some small stands covered with blinking bright lights. Those are the arcade game booths, sitting where a soccer goal was in yesterday's game. George winked one brown eye, adding, I know, because I scored 3 goals myself. Bess reached up and gave George a high five. She had to stand on her tiptoes because George was a few inches taller than both her and Nancy. Even though Bess and George were her cousins, they didn't look very much alike. George had short brown hair and dark chocolate-colored eyes. Bess had shoulder-length blonde hair and blue eyes. Tonight, Bess's hair was pulled back in a ponytail. George's was messy and sticking up a bit, like usual. It was your last goal that counted the most, Bess told her cousin, when you stole the ball from Catherine Madsen to score the winning point. She cleared her throat. I was screaming so loud I nearly lost my voice. I thought Nancy was going to have a heart attack. She was jumping up and down and acting all crazy. Hey, look, Nancy interrupted the recap of George's big game. There's an amusement ride area near the baseball diamond. From where they stood, the girls could see a tilt-a-whirl, a bouncy house, and a roller coaster. Let's go on the roller coaster first, Nancy suggested. I bet we'll have a great view of the whole festival from top to the first hill. At the ticket booth, the girls each bought a pack of 20 tickets. My mom gave me enough money for a few rides. Some arcade games, a hot dog, and a sweet treat, George told the others as she rolled her tickets up tightly and stuffed them in her front pocket. It's so great that the money goes back to school, since it is a fundraiser, Bess said, shoving her tickets into a small purse she was carrying. Bess and George started walking toward the roller coaster when they noticed Nancy wasn't with them. Nancy was still standing by the ticket booth, holding her tickets in her hands. Her blue eyes stared off into the distance. Her head was tilted. Her left ear tipped way up. She was clearly listening to something. Nancy! Bess waved her hands in front of her friend's face. Anyone home? Oh, sorry, Nancy said, coming back to earth. She pushed a loose strand of reddish-brown hair behind her ear. I zoned out for a second. Bess and George laughed. We're used to that, George noted with a giggle. You're super smart, fun to hang out with, and an amazing detective. But also easily, George stopped searching for the right word. Distracted, Bess supplied. Exactly, George said with a nod. You're definitely easily distracted. She looked at Nancy, who was smiling. Her head was tipped sideways. What are you listening to? A distraction, Nancy said, grinning. Shh, she put her finger to her lips. Do you hear that? I hear carnival sounds, Bess put in. I hear the whir of the rides, the plop of the balls being thrown against the metal milk jugs, and the principal, Newtman, announcing that he'll be revealing the winner of the chili cook-off in half an hour. She looked at George. What do you hear? I hear the Best Buddies CD playing over the loudspeaker. George cupped her ear to listen better. Oh, I love this song. George shook her hips in the time to the music and get mouthed with the words. I asked my mum to get me this CD for Christmas. Listen closer, Nancy told her friends. Silently, the girls stood together, listening hard to hear whatever it was Nancy heard. Oh, Bess suddenly cried. Sounds like someone's singing along with the Best Buddies CD. She plugged her ears. And whoever it is, they stink. She turned to look at George. It's not me, George insisted. I was dancing, not singing. She put her hands on her hips. Besides, I'm not that bad a singer. Come on. Nancy stuck her own tickets in her pockets and grabbed her friend's hands. There, she pointed up to a carnival banner. A large bird was sitting on top of the banner, squawking along with the music. Wow, that bird really is black. It must be a crow, Nancy remarked. Crows are known to have loud, harsh chirps. This one is the worst. The bird flew away, and the girls, giggling, set off towards the first ride they wanted to go on. The bird followed them and landed on a tree near Rockin' Rackin' Roller Coaster. It sat on a high branch and once again started singing, badly. George patted Nancy on the back. You always notice things the rest of us miss. That's why Nancy has the detective notebook. Bess pointed to the small purple notebook poking out of Nancy's back pocket. It takes teamwork to figure out most mysteries. Nancy put her arms around her friends. No matter where we are, if there is a mystery to be solved, the Clue Crew is on the case. I bet there won't be any big mystery tonight. Beth took one last look at the bird with screeching chirp and added, Let's leave that crow to its singing. It's time to ride the roller coaster. On their way to the ride, the girls saw Deirdre Shanton, Susie Park, and Natalie Coleman standing near an ice cream vendor, counting their tickets. Wow, Bess commented. Those girls have a ton of tickets. Yeah, George said quietly. I wonder why they need so many. Nancy just shrugged. Come on, let's go to the roller coaster now. There's no line. The girls ran to the gate with the able to hop right into a car and ride. Mrs. Marathon, the third grade math teacher, Matterhorn, the third grade was taking tickets. 1 ticket each, please, she told them. She tore their tickets in half, saying, Nice to see you girls. Then to George, she added, I ordered a new computer program for the math lab, but there was nothing she liked more than computers. I'll be there, she called as the roller coaster carried them high into the air. Check this out, Nancy said as they reached the top of the coaster. You can really see everything from here. Nancy pointed out Deirdre, Susie, and Natalie playing over in the arcade games area. Bess saw Hannah Gruen, Nancy's housekeeper, leaning over a pot of chili cook-off stage. I can't wait to taste her chili, George said. Hannah's a great cook. Hannah has been trying to make chili recipes at dinner every night for the past 2 weeks, Nancy said, rubbing her belly. Last night, I was begging for a pizza. The girls laughed. They came down the first hill with a zoom and screamed until the end of the ride. That was great, Bess declared when they exited the ride. But if only I could invent my own type of roller coaster. It would be bigger, go higher, and flip around more. Maybe the cars could even go sideways. Bess's voice tapered off as she began imagining the possibilities. She loved inventing new things. Nancy was about to say that Bess should start working on a faster roller coaster design when she noticed Ned Nickerson, a boy in 4th grade at the girls' school. He was running at full speed towards them. "Nancy! George! Bess!" Ned called out, breathless from running across the fairgrounds. "Hi, Ned," Nancy greeted him. He liked Ned. He was a good friend. "What's up?" "I'm so glad I found you," Ned said, trying to catch his breath. "My festival tickets, they're gone."